With Ragnarok concluded and the Norse gods, let's just say, humbled, the big question on every God of War fan's mind is, where will Kratos and where will Atreus go next? Well, recent job listings from Santa Monica Studio hint that the new God of War project is in full-on development, but official details, they're pretty scarce. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Jimmy, your Chaos. Today, I have gathered all the clues. We are going to discuss everything, the release timing. We're going to dive into fan theories about whether our father-son duo will tackle Egyptian deities, which is the most popular thing going right now, or maybe Kratos goes to the Mayan jungles, or even perhaps Atreus actually takes center stage. Stick around to the end of the video because we're even going to talk about a return to Greece. Drop a like, make sure you guys are subscribed as always, and do me one huge favor before we jump into this, guys. I am a debut author. That's right. My first ever book, my first ever novel launches December 16th, and pre-orders are now officially live for the ebook version of it over on Amazon and Apple. I'm going to put a link at the top of the description, and I'm going to put a pinned comment for you guys if you would like to go pre-order, or if you want a paperback or hardcover, those will be available on December 16th when we officially launch the book. But if you like sci-fi mystery thrillers, this one might be right up your alley. I would truly, truly appreciate it if you guys checked it out. And if you end up getting any version of the book, do me a favor. If you enjoy it, leave me a review on Amazon, on Goodreads, on Apple. This is the start of a whole new journey for me, and I would love for you guys to come along. Now, let's jump into this. The evidence of development. Santa Monica Studio has not announced God of War 6 outright, but job postings have given fans hope. Well, we don't even need hope. It's happening. We know it's happening. We just need to know the details. In this year, the studio alone has listed positions for a combat design specialist and many other roles that require knowledge of the God of War games. That, to me, implies that the team is working on a new title in the franchise, of course, maybe multiple titles, and the studio also acknowledged in interviews that it intends to continue Kratos' story, though details about the setting of the plot, they don't want to give us any of that, which we already know. We have a decent idea where we're going. Now, if we look at past release patterns, there was a 6-year gap between 2018's God of War and 2022's Ragnarok. A Gaming Bible reported, it said Santa Monica could take a similar amount of time for the next entry, meaning we might not see God of War 6 until around 2028. Now, the article also mentioned that a shorter 3-year gap is possible, but it's also less likely due to the size of modern AAA development. It just gets bigger and more expansive. You would think with technology that we would go the opposite way and we would get games faster. That's actually not the case. The more technology leaps forward, the longer these games take, and the more in between we have when we have a series that we're waiting on. Now, with other PlayStation Studio projects in the pipeline, we're probably going to have to be patient here. Now, let's talk about what we've talked about multiple times on videos when we cover God of War: the settings and the mythologies. I'm a huge mythology guy, and I'm not trying to plug the books again, but this one that I told you guys about, Welcome to the Family, that's a sci-fi mystery thriller. Next year, I am dropping an 8-book series that is all about mythology and pantheons when actual pantheons in modern time actually collide. So look for that in the future too. If you guys want to get on my newsletter list, I'll put a link to my website, jimmymarkowski.com. You guys can sign up for the newsletter for free so you stay in tune on that whole book journey. Now, Ragnarok wrapped up Kratos' time in Norse lands. We know that, but it also teased other mythologies right in front of our face. There were stories mentioning Egypt, there was hints at desert sands, and there was a lot that made us all believe the next saga could pit Kratos against Egyptian gods. You'd have Anubis, you would have Ra. I think it would be absolutely amazing. Now, people also pointed to the concept art from older God of War pitches that did depict pyramids and sphinxes as further evidence. There's other theories, though. There's one that includes a journey into Celtic myth, which I'm actually pretty intrigued by. We're talking fairies, we're talking druids, or we could even go to a Mayan or Aztec type deal. Mayan, I don't know about that one, but Aztec, I'm vibing that one big because that kind of gives me the Egyptian vibe as well. I mean, that would introduce new environments, new deities, new pantheons. Some speculate that Kratos might step back and allow Mr. Loki, spoiler alert. Sorry if you never played the game. You probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But, I mean, he could step aside and he could let Atreus lead his own game. Maybe search for the giants mentioned at the end of Ragnarok. A game centered around Atreus can play completely different, focus more on agility and magic rather than brute force. And we've talked in the past about the spin-off game where we could actually see an entire game focused on Loki. But you guys have been pretty split on that in the comments, to be honest with you. And interestingly, there's a minority of fans that want to return to ancient Greece. That's right. They either want us to go full back or they want us to go through flashbacks. Or that spin-off, that 2.5 spin-off exploring characters out there. I mean, we could even explore young Zeus. Revisiting Greece could allow the series to explore unresolved threads. I mean, the original trilogy's vengeance could connect with Norse's saga themes. It could all kind of end up being in this one huge world. It would be interesting. I don't think we're going back to Greece on the main God of War timeline, but you never know. Now let's talk about gameplay expectations. How's it going to play? How do you want it to play? The next God of War will likely be building on Ragnarok's mix of cinematic storytelling and satisfying combat. I don't think we're ever going to go back to the hack and slash of the original God of War games, which they were fun, but they're just not quite as deep. They're not, what am I talking about? They're not quite as deep. They're not even close to as deep as the reboot. New weapons. I mean, we have the axe, we have the blades of chaos. Maybe we get a spear tied to Egyptian mythology or a staff that channels elemental magic. I would love to see Kratos be a magic wielder, like on a big level. Now, if Atreus becomes playable, we might see a heavier emphasis on archery, rune casting, things like that. And there's also a desire for more open exploration with optional realms and side quests, similar to the structure that Ragnarok brought, but on a much larger scale. Then we talk about cooperative play. That's another huge topic of speculation and discussion right now. Some people dream of a mode where one person controls Kratos and the other controls Atreus. I mean, you could do special challenges together. I want to know what you think about that in the comment section. You let me know. Santa Monica hasn't hinted at this one, but as co-op becomes more common in narrative games, it's not out of the question at all. And then, of course, improved enemy variety. We want more dynamic boss fights. Everybody wants that on their wish list. We want the biggest boss fights you can get. I mean, God of War has literally given us the biggest bosses I think we've ever seen in gaming. I may be wrong. There may be others out there that were bigger, but it's close. So, of course, we want big, bad, but we also want dynamic. We want deep boss fights. So there you go. Job listings are everywhere. Santa Monica Studio is already working on the next mainline God of War entry. We didn't talk about the spin-off God of War game, which we can do a video on that if you guys want to, but this is the focus right now. I mean, based on past development cycles, I'm going to say we're getting this in 2028. Now the series, where are we going? We going to Egypt? We going Celtic? We going Mayan? Are we going back to Greek? Is there other places you want to go? Aztec? You let me know. Or of course, we're going to get some new weapons. Maybe, possibly, maybe a playable Atreus. We'll see. And who knows? Maybe even co-op. I'll keep you guys posted if anything new breaks. Give me your thoughts in the comment section. I hope to see you with Welcome to the Family book, and I'll see you soon.